Every year since 1959, U.S. presidents have issued a captive nations proclamation condemning Soviet and communist imperialism and repression. The East Turkistan National Awakening Movement is urging the U.S. to designate East Turkestan as a captive nation in this year's proclamation. They're holding an upcoming rally today, calling on the Biden administration to recognize its sovereignty. Well, here to talk about all this further is the Prime Minister of the East Turkistan Government in Exile, Salih Hudayar. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
As mentioned, the rally will be held today outside the White House starting at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tell us more about the Captive Nations Law and the importance of today's rally.
The Captive Nations Law was a law that was initiated in 1959 to show the United States solidarity with nations that have been captive by the communists or the Soviets. In fact, the Captive Nations Law lists East Turkestan, Tibet, mainland China, and other places that are under the captivity of communism. And it shows that America will stand in solidarity with these people in their struggle for freedom.
And this is personal for you since you are a political refugee and over 100 of your relatives are currently in these abusive detention camps and at least 4 of your family members have died. I want to ask, current Secretary of State Antony Blinken agreed with the Trump administration's decision that China's treatment of Uyghur and Muslim minority populations is a genocide. What sort of policies would you like to see the Biden administration enact?
Well, we are grateful for the genocide recognition and sanctions. We need to address the root of the issue. The People's Republic of China has occupied East Turkestan and colonized it against the will of the East Turkestani people, the Uyghurs, Kazakhs, Kyrgyz, and other Turkic peoples for over 71 years now. Yet, instead of increasing the pressure on China to bring this situation to an end, the world has gone largely silent on the East Turkestan issue. And we are hoping that the conversation on East Turkestan is framed correctly instead of being framed on the human rights violations, but rather as being addressed as an international conflict. Because the East Turkestan issue, China has no sovereignty over East Turkestan because it occupied it in 1949. Even the term Xinjiang, which the Chinese refer to East Turkestan, means the new territory, showing that it is colonized by China and occupied by China. Therefore, East Turkestan is not a part of China's internal affairs, and it shouldn't be treated that way.
And reports say that the genocide was exacerbated by Chinese President Xi Jinping launching the People's War on Terror in 2014 against the Uyghurs and other Turkish people in East Turkestan. And top government officials responded to Xi by issuing orders to round up everyone who should be rounded up. What do you want people to know about the genocide happening to Uyghurs and what they can do to pressure our leaders to take action?
Well, the genocide of the Uyghurs, this has resulted as a result of Chinese occupation and colonization of East Turkestan. This is the root issue of the problem. This is nothing new. In fact, it's been going on for decades. It's just in more recent years, as a result of international failure to address the issue and Chinese, leadership taking out what it calls a final solution. They have been locking up millions of people in concentration camps, sterilizing Uyghur and other Turkic women, engaging in forced abortions, engaging in, separating the families of separating over 850,000 children from their families, and trying to essentially eradicate any existence of East Turkestan and our very own people. This is nothing less than a genocide. However, governments are not being able to address it in a very adequate manner. So we urge people across the world, in the United States, to call on their members of Congress to address the root of this issue, to call on, the White House to recognize East Turkestan as an occupied country and to use international law to deal with this issue in a more strong manner.
And where can our viewers go to learn more about the East Turkestan National Awakening Movement and today's upcoming rally?
They can find out more information on nationalawakening.org or by following us on social media at ET Awakening.
Again, the Prime Minister of the East Turkestan Government in Exile, Salih Hudayar, thank you again for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Want to see more videos like this? Visit OANN.com for immediate access to all the clips you've been waiting to see.